Okay, we are back here in studio with the pride of Boise, Idaho, Lotti Brinks. Lotti, thanks for coming in. Welcome to New Zealand.
I'm really excited to be here. It's great.
Yeah, I think we're going to kick things off. Exciting announcement for you joining the Hoka squad.
Huge.
I will say
Big
that
news.
Dylan was a little bit worried. Dylan, when he heard that you had left Solomon, was honestly, he's like, we're going to figure out how to sponsor her because she has to be sponsored.
Wouldn't have been a bad thing either.
Yeah,
So
well, you
sponsored
know
by
me.
Freetrail?
I'm #1 fan of Lotti after, coming and dominating both of my races in 2024. But you landed in a great spot. So
Could not be more excited to be on the Hoka team with Corinne.
Teammates.
Woo.
Dream team.
Pretty special.
Tell us about it.
About the Hoka team?
Yeah, just like
About
how
the
it
whole
came to be,
process?
how you're feeling about it, why it's the right step for you.
Yeah, I kind of knew like post like CCC already that I probably wanted to like look for other options. Like I big respect for the Solomon team. Like they were great. I love them all. Like my manager here was great too, but it just felt like it was time for a new step. And then I was just looking around, and I really hit it off with Jen Wall, the manager at Hoka. And yeah, it just like from there on, it was just like really great. Everyone just like always like responded immediately, which is like lovely. The team was great. I really wanted to be on a team with like athletes that I look up to, like people that I know are arguably better than me that I can kind of learn from. And the Hoka team just has, so many amazing runners on it, like on both the men's and the women's team. And it's just really, really cool to be a part of it.
You get to be teammates with Corinne
Exactly.
Malcolm.
Yeah, we've got a good team.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Great athlete.
Good bangs.
Awesome person.
Okay, athlete. So I guess I want to talk a little bit about, no, we shouldn't talk about why she's here yet, can we? I really want to.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so we talked before we hit record. We've had a lot of interviews today where they're like, maybe golden ticket, that'd be cool. You are here for the golden ticket. You're on the record for the golden ticket. You got a golden ticket to Grindstone, from Grindstone into Western States. You unfortunately did not have your day and finished just outside the top 10. Tell us about, kind of going through that experience and being like hungry to find another way back into Western States.
So, States was amazing. It was such a great experience, and I do want to go back. I had a tough day, but I still had a really, really fun day. It was a really amazing finish with Kareth, my sister-in-law. But
Kareth Arnold for
Kareth
our audience.
Arnold, shout out. She's racing the Austin Marathon this weekend, so
Go, Kareth.
also racing.
Yeah.
But I do want to go back and race really hard and race to my potential and do well. However, I'm also really excited to go back to CCC.
Yes.
And that is a really tough double, but if I get a ticket this weekend, it's going to be really hard to say no. So I guess I just have to do it again.
You do. You have to do it again. It's the only way it works.
Yeah.
So speaking a little bit more about Western States, what do you think you could have done better last year? Like, what were the major learnings coming out of it?
Okay. A learning from 15 minutes ago when I took a sweat test over there is that I'm an extremely salty sweater. I broke the sweat test machine.
No, it all makes sense, right?
It all makes sense. At States, I just got really dehydrated and no food went down anymore. And it was, it was just a struggle bus from like Forest Hill on. And it turns out that my sweat sodium concentration is like 2,047 milligrams per liter, which is the highest
really
I've ever
high.
tested, apparently.
Wow.
So like,
Take that, David Roach.
Yeah.
I know, like Russell over there was like, I'm gonna do this again because the machine is wrong. There's no way. I'm like, I think there is a way. I'm pretty salty. So that is one thing that I can improve at States when I go back is actually fuel well, taking my sodium, drink enough. That was the main thing that was like in my way last year.
So I guess like building back maybe towards like being at Tarawera here, it's a special event, right? And yes, it is a golden ticket race, but people want to be here because it's Tarawera as well. Talk a little bit about because you could have gone to Black Canyon, you could have gone to Chianti, you could have gone to canyons, all maybe easier to get to than New Zealand. So talk to us a little bit about making that decision to make Tarawera the place that you wanted to come race.
Yeah, I've I mean, I always wanted to go to New Zealand in general. It's like, I think it's like kind of a German thing to do. Like everyone, like literally like every high school student in Germany is like, oh, before I go to college, I want to go to New Zealand. It's a thing. I don't know if that's like a known fact, but it's
and all
a thing.
Kiwis are like the biggest world travelers there are. You know, like
Whistler is entirely Kiwis.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so I always wanted to go. And then I learned of Tarawera like 2 years ago when I first entered the sport, I guess. And it just like never really worked out because it's just so far away. Yeah. And it's just kind of it was really not that big of a deal, but it's just logistically harder than like a Black Canyon. But this year it just kind of felt right. And I didn't really want to do Black Canyon again because, I mean, that's not right. I want to do Black Canyon again. It's like kind of my white whale. Like I feel like I did it twice. And both times were terrible. But I think I have a really good race in me at Black Canyon. Yeah. But I just wanted something different. I wanted not a desert race, something that's just something that I have never done before, and in a beautiful country where I can then go mountain biking after. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, kind of mountain biking played a big role in coming here because like my husband is just like, I'm coming with you to your race, but only if you get to ride.
And for our audience, Rotorua is like mountain biking mecca. In fact, they have a Crankworks event here.
I know. There's
I think it's in a couple of weeks, I think.
There, like, natural selection is going on right now down on the South Island.
Aaron Lutzi would be losing it.
Yeah,
we just dropped natural selection in a running interview.
And Hardline was last week or so in Tasmania. So, yeah, Aaron, my husband, Aaron, is like, we're like around all these cool mountain bike races and we're going to a running race. I'm like, yeah, we are. Sorry.
Well, I guess like piggybacking off of that. So Dylan was looking at your Strava, doing some Strava deep diving, being like, okay, what has Lotti been up to? I do know, I think via Instagram, that you had kind of a bit of a mountain bike deck recently in which you took a tumble. You seem to be okay. Tell us a little bit about like how that might have been a hiccup in the build for Tarawera.
Yeah, that was kind of silly. We went on like a night ride to test out some new lights I got, and they're really great. But I sent it off this like semi-big jump called Tombstone.
Excellent choice.
I kind of just went over the bars and crashed onto my ribs. And I didn't actually, at first I thought I broke my ribs, but they weren't actually broken. I just strained the intercostal muscles, they're called, like the muscles underneath the ribs. So whenever I like engaged my core or stretched or something, it was just like everything was cramping. So I had to take a couple of days off and did a bunch of PT and took many warm baths, which kind of helped with heat training too.
Nice double there, yeah.
Yeah.
So but you also posted that you're feeling really fit.
I am, yeah.
So training's been going well.
Yeah, I had a few like good confidence building workouts and they made me feel really good about where I'm at. And I think I can run fast and I think I can run for a long time.
A comment Corinne made earlier. Sorry if I'm interrupting you.
Take it.
Well, maybe I'll tee you up and you can close the loop on this question. But she made the comment like you had a really solid 9th place at CCC last year, but also we think of you more as somebody who like Tarawera might be a better course or something like Gorge or the Big Alta.
Yeah.
So thinking of you more as like a runner instead of CCC, which is favors, even though like Hayden has won multiple times, like you think of it as a mountain race. So
yeah, like I was gonna say, I think of you as like I'm impressed with your mountain running, but I think of you as like the Rocky Raccoon, the Javelina, the fast, flat, like nasty times on 100K type of runner. And so while you obviously have the chops to hang in the mountains, in my mind, like the first 30K of this race is like fast running, and all the climbs, according to the local Kiwis, are runnable. So just talk a little bit about how this race fits into the runner that you are.
Yeah, or does it fit your strengths, sort of thing?
I think it does. I like both. I like the mountain races, but I also like the faster races. And if it's a mix between both, that's kind of like my jam. That's why I love Gorge so much, is that every step is runnable, but you still get some vert, and it's still like interesting and different. And I think this is kind of similar. Like it's definitely a running race. You probably have to run every step of it. I haven't seen the course, so I don't really know, but I'm assuming it's a run every step of the way kind of race. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I just like races that are not boring, I guess. And I think Tarawera is very much not boring. But it's funny that you brought up Big Alta because I was thinking about it earlier today. I was like, wow, this like 100K has pretty much as like very close to the same vert as the 50K at Alta that I did last year. Yeah. Which I want to come back. I don't know if it's happening this year.
Whenever you'd like. Of course it is, yeah. Whenever it makes sense for you. But
yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah, it's interesting to think about, like where athletes' strengths and weaknesses are. And actually, it was Dan Jones who made the comment of like, yeah, he's really been working on his speed early in the season, anticipating that, later in the late spring, summer months, he'll transition to more vert focus. And so really it makes sense in a lot of ways to start the season here.
Yeah.
Feel free to add if you'd like.
I've definitely been doing a good amount of speed work, and it has been really, really fun. I actually went back to Austin I used to live in Austin, and I went back there during the holidays and then again for like a work trip in January. So I got a lot of like fast laps around the lake and I kind of took advantage of the time where I didn't have access to mountains or to like my sawtooths and the foothills in Boise to like really like hone in my speed. And that was actually really, really fun. It was fun to kind of like run fast and like started like wondering about like how fast I could maybe run a marathon at some point and stuff like that I don't usually think about.
Yeah, nothing boring, but
yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you wanted to be on a team where you had people that you really looked up to on it. Someone that you're going to be on the start line with this weekend is the incomparable Ruth Croft. Someone that I think we all look up to, has had an amazing career, is firing on all cylinders. We expect for her to be, she's probably the favorite coming into this a little bit. You're our Freetrail favorite, but Ruth is technically probably the world favorite.
Everybody's our favorite.
Yeah, we're biased towards everyone.
Ruth is my favorite too. So
exactly. So Lottie's like, I'm playing Freetrail Fantasy, and I picked Ruth. No, no. But what I'm saying is that like, what does it mean to you to be like? You just started ultra running a couple of years ago. You're now going to be on the start line, like shoulder to shoulder with someone like Ruth Croft. Like, what is that? What does it mean? Like, how excited are you to actually? Is that intimidating? Is it exciting? Like, what does that actually feel like on Saturday?
I think it's more exciting than intimidating. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fun to. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really not sure. Like, I'm gonna try and hang, but I don't know what's gonna happen. But
you're allowed to
beat
your idols. Yeah. Like in every runner's life, there comes the time when you get to pass your idol, and it does feel weird, but it is possible.
I don't know if that's happening on Saturday, but I will try.
Well, it does also say like kind of where you are in your career now, like this, taking this new step with Hoka. You had a great season last year, even if you were a little bit off at Western States, like Big Alta, Gorge, top 10 at CCC. Like you put together a great season. You're very deserving of this new opportunity. And now
thank you.
You get to step, into this big international stage and take your shot at another golden ticket, which you've already done in your career. So
yeah.
One thing I'd love to just talk about real quick, just to give love to our boy Philippe Boutros, is you started a new job, and you said this on your well, I just think it's interesting because you posted like big changes in 2025, right? You have a new day job and a new sponsor. So the value of change in life, and if there's any, kudos you want to throw to Philippe, who you're now going to be working with professionally.
Philippe is actually watching my dog right now, Atlas.
Atlas
is filling in for me. Yeah, he was. Yeah. No, I think change is great. I think change makes you grow. And I think it's great being uncomfortable because you just like learn from that, I guess. And yeah, I changed sponsors and jobs like the same week, pretty much. I signed both contracts the same week. And the new job has been really, really great, really challenging, a lot of new things, but also very, very rewarding. We had a really big launch on Wednesday, which was timing could not have been more perfect. Like I hit publish on all the things. So I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to New Zealand. So yeah, I think change is a great thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, change and challenge.
Yep.
I like to be challenged.
Yeah. And often they come together, so.
Exactly. All at the same time.
Closing thoughts, Karim?
I'm just so excited to get to watch you race. We're obviously running the 50K that morning, so we'll be blitzing our way to the finish line so that we can like shower, get a beer, and then be back at the finish line to watch you all come across the line. And as soon as I finish, I'm going to be hitting that live tracker to see where everyone's at because we'll be flying blind out there.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will.
Are you guys excited for your race?
We are very
Yeah.
excited. Yeah.
We're going to survive.
We're going to
And
finish.
thrive.
And
We're
thrive.
all going to finish. All three of
Yes.
us.
Yep.
Yes.
Lottie, thanks for coming in studio. You're
Hey.
awesome. We're going to be rooting for you as we root for everybody out there. But, definitely a big
Always.
fan of yours and excited to see you race on
Hey,
Saturday.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time.